Welcome everyone to the last week's IT and security debriefing here, live recurring on this channel. This week a new Wi-Fi vulnerability, and as currently mentioned here, only real security vulnerabilities and major things have a fancy website and a logo. 2021 or the last years, no attack real without logo, design, content and stuff. FragAttach, they present again a collection of new security vulnerabilities that affect probably all Wi-Fi devices. Adversary that within the range of the victim can abuse these vulnerabilities to steal user information on the attacked devices. 3 of those discovered vulnerabilities are design flaws in the Wi-Fi standard, recurring theme here of the previous years, and therefore affect most devices. On top of this, several other vulnerabilities have been discovered that are caused by widespread programming mistakes. Recurring theme here, right? See, they got this, especially in firmware, not. And even the original security protocol of Wi-Fi called Web is affected, and including WPA3 and the original Web. That means that several of the new discovered design flaws have been part of Wi-Fi since the release in 1990, whopping 7. Crazy stuff. And if you YOLO standards together in 1997 between the toilet and the conference room. Fortunately, they say the design flaws are hard to abuse because doing so requires user interaction or is only possible when using uncommon network settings. As a result, in practice, the biggest concern are the programming mistakes, and it's like, you had me at standard vulnerabilities in the standard, but recurring theme here on this channel, right? Everything written in C. Biggest security concerns, programming mistakes in Wi-Fi and similar products. The discovery of those vulnerabilities comes to a surprise because they previously already discovered the FragAttach probably some year ago here on this channel. And their defenses were proven secure, and the latest WPA3 security specification has improved. Unfortunately, a feature that could have prevented one of the newly discovered design flaws was not adopted in practice. Wow. And other 2 design flaws are present in a feature of Wi-Fi that was previously not widely studied. This shows it stays important to analyze even the most well-known security protocols, and spoiler, they are hiring. Additionally, it shows that it's essential to regularly test Wi-Fi products, and I would add any other operating system and similar such products, libraries, frameworks and stuff. In similar such security news, Colonial Pipeline, the latest victim of ransomware, their recurring theme here on this IT news. I think I need an ad blocker eventually also. And the news is so, probably didn't mention that, I guess that was like 7 days ago. Colonial Pipeline there led to, also don't have a picture, crazy situations there, gasoline outages, people queuing like it's the end of the zombie apocalypse, and filling their additional spare tanks, wallets, and at times basements with gasoline. And turns out they paid the ransom, and also recurring theme why you probably don't want to do that. This ad scrolling is kind of sucks. So according to Meta, familiar to this stuff, 5,500 miles of fuel pipelines in the US, and reportedly forked over almost 5 million worth of Bitcoin to the hacking groups that forced the company to proactively shut down their system. But the company ended up using its own backups to restore the operations anyway, because this freaking decryption software was so slow. It's like, seriously, you had freaking backups and you anyway pay $5 million in ransom. I mean, I need a double face palm for seriously such gross incompetence. Yeah, encrypted the victim's computers and demands payment and exchange of decryption keys and yada yada yada. 75 Bitcoin. It's like, yeah, 2021, 75 Bitcoin. Is this already 5 million? Anyway, crazy stuff, especially at don't pay ransom. I mean, yeah, don't run insecure systems like Windows and hashtag peakbugs, macOS, and some such stuff, but probably mostly Windows and certainly not outdated systems without proactive security. And don't pay freaking ransom. I mean, how managers, right, paying freaking ransom just to restore the backup anyway. It's like, yeah. Next thing, recurring theme, you run insecure software, you have a ransomware attack just out, I think today, Irish health system, after police stations, courthouses, universities, car manufacturers, ship production, pipelines, California motor vehicle registration services. It's like, yeah, recurring theme here. Probably want to share, like, and subscribe. The organization, which is in the middle of a COVID-19 vaccination program, said the attack did not impact the ability to provide urgent medical care, because the urgent medical care is probably, spoiler alert, not provided with computers, but some routine checks and services might be delayed or cancelled. In similar super amazing news, I know we don't want to subscribe here, Apple's executables. This is a lawsuit between Apple and all the App Store saga there, as previously mentioned on this newscast. And a lot of interesting documents come out of this discovery phase there. Lots of interesting stuff. Maybe you probably want to share, like, and subscribe, because I probably make it. It's so much stuff, probably it deserves a dedicated episode here. But among other things, Apple executables choose to keep hack of 128 million iPhones quiet. Emails from the Epic Games lawsuit. Super interesting stuff. Just follow some people on Twitter and stuff. It's crazy what kind of discovery there is. And also shows how Apple discussions how to handle the 2015 iOS hack. That probably was some years before our news show here. And the company never directly notified affected users. So yeah, so much to security with the hashtag peakbugs systems that are macOS and iOS. That was in September 2015. Apple managers had a dilemma on their hands. Should or shouldn't they notify 128 million iPhone users of what remains the worst mass iOS compromise on record? Ultimately, all evidence shows they choose to keep it quiet. So much to Apple, the good folk there doing the right thing. The mass hack first came to light when the researchers uncovered 40 malicious App Store apps. Also, yeah, recurring theme, right? App Store, super amazing. The most review for the user money cannot buy. And actually, wait a second, this is money can buy. And as more researchers poked around, and that number mushroomed to 4,000, the more researchers poked around. The app contained code that made iPhone and iPads part of a botnet and stored potential sensitive user information. Totally secure, right? This is a more secure iOS platform. Super amazing stuff. Do they have here something? Yeah, the details. Alas, all appearances are that Apple never followed through with this on this plan. And Apple representative could point to no evidence such email was ever sent, something or whatever. Anyway, in similar news, an estimated 30% of all smartphones vulnerable to new Qualcomm bug. Recurring theme, why we want pure and total open source and not hashtag peakbugs, right? Because Wi-Fi, baseband and boot stuff, even at Apple, the most top secure for the user, of course, vendor login and yet constantly jailbreak, which obviously is a good thing, right, for us to run what we want. But about a third of all smartphones in the world are believed to be affected by a new vulnerability in Qualcomm's modem component that can also modem, right, baseband over the air. Super amazing stuff, especially if you are governments and state hackers and stuff, and can grant attackers access to the device's call and SMS history and even audio conversations. Yeah, amazing stuff. And also how government backdoors look like, right? The vulnerability tracked as CVE 2020, also year 2020, right? 11.29.2 resides in the Qualcomm mobile station modem, MSM, a chip that allows devices to connect to mobile networks. First designed in the early 90s, the chip has been updated across the years to support 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G cellular communications and has slowly become one of the world's most ubiquitous technologies, especially with smartphone vendors. The devices that use Qualcomm MSM chips today include high-end smartphone models sold by Google, Samsung, LG, Xiaomi, and OnePlus, to name a few, and probably most of the others anyway that are not Apple. And researchers said the malformed type length value, previously JavaScript type confusion or other languages type confusing, but mobile type length value packets received by the MSM component via the QMI interface could trigger memory corruption, buffer overflow, recurring theme here of C software. They totally got that. Not. During their investigation, they discovered a vulnerability in a modem data service that can be used to control the modem and dynamically patch it from the application processor. This means an attacker could have used this vulnerability to inject malicious code into the modem from Android, giving them access to the device user's call history and SMS, as well as the ability to listen to the device user's conversations. A hacker can exploit the vulnerability to unlock the device's VIM, thereby overcoming the limitations imposed by service providers on it, and so on. Patch status unknown. That is always previous market surveys found that while around 40 of all today's smartphones use Qualcomm's MSM, only around 30% have the QMI interface present and are vulnerable to the attack. The mobile vendors themselves must apply the fix. Totally amazing if you don't get too many updates, right? A recurring theme on a lot of phones these days. Spokesperson said, Qualcomm said he has notified all Android vendors. They don't know who or who did not patch. Security 2021. We do not know who or who did not patch. In similar news, hackers used fake GPU overclocking software. Graphic card makers MSI says someone is impersonating their website and afterburner package to hack games. And you can just use some, the usual software certificates. Microsoft, Apple, digital signed softwares just register a slightly different domain, have a valid pay for the certificate there, some $50 or $100 or something, and just sign it, and Windows will not even whine about that, obviously, or for that matter, macOS, if you're on the dark side. Computer hardware maker is warning gamers not to visit a website that's impersonating the brand. And 2021, of course, you had us at, don't tell me now, we didn't crash. Recurring theme, I further curve optimized. Just always the shock of stuff is hanging a second and you already think your precious Ryzen crashed. 2021 hacks, of course, use software to, I think this was mining, wasn't it? Mining, at least I thought, but maybe I misremember that, or what would I'm pretty sure that was mining. What was it? Was malware. I thought it was mining, but I might be wrong. And thanks Sam Archibald for tomorrow's coffee is on Sam. That is amazing. Thank you so much. Let's see, was it not the world's largest repository of malware? No antivirus software or engine flags the impersonator's website as malicious because snake oil. At the time of writing, the website appears to be down, though. Chrome displayed a warning. Before it went down, Chrome displayed a warning when trying to visit it. I thought, did say official something authenticated on the software allows them to overclock cards, something. I thought it was maybe mining, but maybe I whatsoever. Anyway, in similar news, Pentagon is surveilling Americans without a warrant. Some senator reveals recurring theme after the Snowden paper some years ago. Letter obtained by the motherboard discussing internet browsing, location and other form data. Recurring theme and reminder that our Western government, US, UK, Europe, France, Germany, and so on, not that much better than Russia, China, and North Korea, according to papers like this, carrying out warrantless surveillance on Americans, according to a new letter. In case you were wondering why all the before-mentioned security of Wi-Fi and crypto standards are important, and we do not want government backdoors, because not only used by governments but also by other black hackers, with which I mean evil. Maybe the term was not perfect. I meant, of course, like criminal, aka not nice hat, but criminal hat hackers, because backdoors only go so far as people going through it, even if they are not the National Security Agency. And DIA for detailed information about the purchasing practices. Military intelligence agencies purchasing practices after revealed special forces were buying location data. The responses also touched on military or intelligence use of internet browsing and other types of data, prompted widened to demand more answers, specifically about warrantless spying on American citizens. And means cannot legally, some of the answers the DoD provided were given in a form that means Biden's office cannot legally publish specifics on the surveillance. One answer in particular was classified, a recurring theme. It's all classified, and for your security, nothing to see. In last but not least, Tesla and Bitcoin. It was just, I'm not sure if we mentioned that, but it was just in February this year that Tesla brought 1.5 billion in Bitcoin. If I mentioned that, not sure if I mentioned that, probably surrounded with the usual of energy waste and why and question mark. Only 2 months or 3 later, Elon Musk, like, YOLO, whatever, Tesla and Bitcoin, nothing to see, has suspended vehicle purchases using Bitcoin. They are concerned about rapidly increasing use of fossil fuel Bitcoin mining. Like, seriously, what the heck? You didn't know that 2 or 3 months ago when you started this stuff? Even we knew this. We recurrently, probably for a year or 2 already, shout that out, but the news only arrived on Elon's side there. Maybe Elon wants to share, like, and subscribe to get latest and greatest updates of security, at times also related to Tesla and SpaceX. Anyway, Bitcoin mining, recurring theme here, especially coal, also here, power plant. Previous news just some 10 days ago or so here in New York, power plant, was it gas power plant or so, something purchased by Bitcoin mining operations to directly produce energy for those mining rigs, and worst emissions of any fuel. I really wonder, this kind of stuff makes you wonder how far thinking people like Elon Musk are. Of course, I have already seen a lot of nonsense from him. So it's like, being at the, certainly very much aware, not only being born rich, but also being at the right place at the right time, and with all the uncontrolled random stuff in between, and investing 1.5 billion into Bitcoin just for 2 or 3 months. Wouldn't surprise me if some financial oversight stuff is investigating this. It looks a little bit, even to me, a little bit strange there. Maybe some quick money, some quick 100 millions made there or so. Smells a little bit even from here over the big pot there. But anyway, that's for this video. I hope you learned something between all the security vulnerabilities and C. They didn't got that the most. Samurai's top replies, Elon tweets say 75% of bitcoins are mined on renewable energy. Yeah, in China and on the other. Sam writes, imagine having that much influence on a currency just with tweets on a single person. Yeah, and comfortably numb, says Elon Musk. What a wire do. Yeah, certainly. Also, he was recently, he gets already special treatment, right? Recurring. Elon was complaining, Germany here. They built a gigafactory kind of sort of something, gets preferred handling. I mean, by the way, they even violate, as far as I understood, they even violate construction permits. They were caught there putting pipes in the ground that were not approved yet and stuff. And it's like, nah, YOLO, whatever. Pay some penalty because there are rapid accelerated building practices of nah, YOLO, whatever, we have enough money, stuff that no normal person could normally do. Certainly everything is rushed there because near Tesla and jobs and stuff. And then imagine being such a wire do that you get the most billionaire preferred handling and yet complaining that bureaucracy may delay its new plans. Like, yeah, seriously, I have a lot to complain about bureaucracy, but being a billionaire and getting preferred handling is unfortunately not yet one of those, but yeah. Anyway, hope you learned something. And again, thanks for the super chat. Otherwise, the recurring software development supports their Patreon membership, GitHub, and OnlyFans. I guess that covers the big bases. Anyway, hope you learned something and to see you soon for the next IT stuff, microkernel, and security shoutouts here on this channel.